Hello students, welcome to you all once again in your English class. Today I am going to teach you chapter number 5 of your honeysuckle book, and the name of the chapter is A Different Kind of School. So let's discuss the word meaning of the chapter first. Okay, so the first word is a great deal. So a great deal means a lot. Next is insight. Insight means to be seen. Next word is bandage. Bandage means a strip of woven material used to bind up an injury. Next word is being led. So being led means being guided. Next word authority. Authority means power. Kindly. Kindly means friendly. Plump. Plump means chubby. Comforting. Comforting means making someone feel good. Next word is thoughtfulness. The quality of thinking about others. Next word is kindness. Kindness means the quality of being kind. Responsible. Responsible means aware of one's duties. Overlooked. Overlooked means to look across. Next word is jolly. Jolly means happy. Crutch. Crutch means students a long stick used by a lame person as support to walk. Next word is cripple. Cripple means one who cannot walk properly. Appreciate. Appreciate means to praise. Peep. Peep means look through. Dumb means one who cannot speak. Ghastly. Ghastly means fearfully. Frightening. Frightening means scary. So students will visit together to the school along with the narrator. So students, who is the narrator? The narrator is a person who narrates the story, who speaks the story. So let's see what he tells about his visit and how the school is different from the other school. Okay, why he said this is school a different kind of school. So let's see. I had heard a great deal about Miss Beam's school, but not till last week did the chance to come to visit it. So what the narrator is saying here, the narrator is saying he had heard a great deal. A great deal means a lot about Miss Beam's school. Miss Beam, she is the principal of this school. So and he got chance last week to visit this school. So what he found? When I arrived, there was no one in sight but a girl of about 12. Her eyes were covered with a bandage and she was being laid carefully between the flower beds by a little boy who was about 4 years younger. So when the narrator reached the school, what he found, there was no one, okay, and there was only a 12 years girl, and her eyes were covered with a bandage, and with that girl there was a 4 years younger from the girl, there was a boy, and the boy was guiding the girl. She stopped and it looked like she asked him who had come. He seemed to be describing me to her. Then they passed on. So when the narrator reached there, so the boy was describing the girl about the narrator because her eyes were covered with a bandage. Miss Beam was all that I had expected. Middle-aged, full of authority, yet kindly and understanding. Her hair was beginning to turn grey, and she had the kind of plump figure that is likely to be comforting to a homesick child. So kindly means students friendly and plump is stout. So here the narrator, in this paragraph, the narrator is speaking about Miss Beams. Okay, so Miss Beam, as I told you, she is the principal of that school, and she was middle-aged girl and a powerful woman and friendly. She was very friendly woman. Okay, and what is the meaning of homesick, students? Who is homesick? Homesick means when we stay out from our home and we feel our home, our mother a lot. So that is called homesickness. Okay, but Miss Beam's nature was very good, and she was very friendly with the students. I asked her some questions about her teaching methods, which I had heard were simple. So when the narrator reached towards Miss Beam's, so he asked about her teaching methods. Okay. Next, see what happened. No more than is needed to help them to learn how to do things. Simple spelling, adding, subtracting, multiplying and writing. So when the narrator asked about her teaching method, okay, so she told, we do not teach children more than, simple, add spelling, adding, subtracting, multiplying and writing. Okay, means overall we are teaching students in a simple method. The rest is done by reading to them and by interesting talks during which they have to sit still and keep their hands quiet. They are practically no other lesson. So the next Miss Beams told that the rest is done by talking to them, by reading to them. Okay, and in this time, during this time, all children, they have to keep quiet, they have to sit still. Okay, and in that there is no other practically lesson done. The real aim of the school is not so much to teach thought as to teach thoughtfulness, kindness to others, and being responsible citizen. Look out of the window a minute, will you? So what is the meaning of responsible students? Responsible means aware of their duties. So next Miss Beam told the real aim of the school, okay, to teach the children thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness means to thought about others, okay, and kindness. Kindness means being towards kind to others, okay. So and make the children responsible citizen. Okay, so these values, these teaching methods that teach the children values. Okay, thoughtfulness, kindness, and responsible citizens. I went to the window which overlooked a large garden and a playground at the back. What do you see? Miss Beam asked. Then Miss Beam told the narrator that you please look out from the window. So what he saw, the narrator, what he saw from the window, he saw there was a large garden, okay, and a playground. So next what he saw, I saw some very beautiful grounds, I said, and a lot of jolly children. Jolly means happy. It pains me though to see that they are not also healthy and active looking. So again next the narrator said that he can see from the window a very beautiful garden, a large playground, but and there was so many jolly children, means there were so many happy children. Okay, though the children, they are very happy, but they are not looking as active and healthy. When I came in, I saw one poor little girl being led about. She has some trouble with her eyes. Now I can see two more with the same difficulty. So next what the narrator said, he said, when I reached the school, I saw there was a girl and she was blind. Her eyes were covered with a bandage. And now I can see there were two more girls and they are not able to walk. I can see two more with the same difficulty, and there is a girl with a crutch watching the others at play. She seems to be a hopeless cripple. So what is the meaning of hopeless? Hopeless means without hope, and cripple means, students, cripple means unable to walk. So the narrator said that he can see a girl there who is using crutch. Crutch means a stick which a lame person used, okay, for walk. So he said that the children are looking very happy, but they are not looking healthy and active. Miss Beam laughed. Oh no, she said she is not really lame. This is only her lame day. The others are not blind either. It's only their blind day. So when the narrator said all of this, Miss Beam laughed. Okay, and she said to the narrator that the children, they are not actually lame and blind, and either they are playing their lame day and blind day. I must have looked very surprised, for she laughed again. So when Miss Beam told all of this, that they were playing, they are not actually lame and blind, so the narrator was very surprised. So Miss Beam again laughed. This is a very important part of our system to make our children appreciate and understand misfortune. We make them share in misfortune too. Each term every child has one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day and one dumb day. So then Miss Beam told that this is the actually system of our education. This is the part of our education. Okay, we educate children in this way. And why we educate children in this way? To understand misfortune. Okay, they understand how the blind person feel, how the lame person feel, and we are improving the abilities in children. Okay. So each term every child has one blind day. So each child play one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day and one dumb day. Next she said, during the blind day their eyes are bandaged absolutely and they are on their honor not to peep. Bandage is put on overnight so they wake blind. This means they need help with everything. Other children are given the duty of helping them and leading them about. They all learn so much this way, both the blind and the helpers. So next what she said during the blind day, the children's eye were covered with a bandage and the bandage covered on night also. Okay, so when the children wake up, they wake as a blind. Okay, but they are actually not blind, so they need help to do the things, to go for a walk. Okay, so we provide a helper with them. So in this way, both the blind children and the helpers, they learn so many things. Next, there is no misery about it, Miss Beam continued. Everyone is very kind and it's really something of a game before the day is over, though even the most thoughtless child realize what misfortune is. So misery means difficulty, unpleasantness, okay, and thoughtless means careless. So that is the reason why we play this type of games, why we play this type of days. Even if the child is very thoughtless, okay, so he will become the thoughtful child. Okay, so with this system we are improving child's many values. And the blind day is of course really the worst, but some of the children tell me that the dumb day is the most difficult. We cannot bandage the children's mouth, so they really have to exercise their willpower. Come into the garden and see for yourself how the children feel about it. So next is being told that the blind day is very difficult day for the children, but some children told her that the dumb day, it is very difficult. Dumb means ones who cannot speak. So it is very difficult for the children. Because why dumb day is very difficult? Because we cannot put bandage on their mouth. Okay, and that is the test of their willpower. Without bandage they have not to speak a single word in a day. Okay, so the whole day they have to keep silence. So that is the exercise of their willpower. And then Miss Beam told that come with me and talk some with children. Miss Beam led me to one of the bandaged girl. Here is a gentleman come to talk to you, said Miss Beam and left us. So Miss Beam and the narrator, they went into the playground, and then Miss Beam told a girl that the narrator that there is a person who is talking to you. Then she left from there. Don't you ever peep? I asked the girl. So when the narrator talked to that girl, so the first question came in his mind was, don't you ever peep? Peep means to look through. Okay, so don't you ever try to look out from the bandage? Don't you ever try to cheat? Oh no, she exclaimed, that would be cheating. But I had no idea it was so awful to be blind. You can't see a thing, you feel you are going to be hit by something every moment. It's such a relief just to sit down. So awful means bad. So when the narrator asked this question, the girl said, oh no, I never tried to peep. Okay, but it is very bad, it is very scary. Okay, to be as a blind, you can't see a thing, and you in your mind you all time in the fear to hit by something or someone. Okay, and when we sit, it is very relaxive movement for us. Are your helpers kind to you? I asked. So the next question what the narrator asked to the girl was, are your helpers kind to you? Fairly, but they are not as careful as I shall be when it's my turn. Those that have been blind already are the best helpers. It's perfectly ghastly not to see. I wish you had tried. So the girl said, yes, maybe, but if my turn will come, then I will be more helpful to the other, because I experienced as a blind person, so I will be the more helpful person to be the blind. Shall I lead you anywhere? I asked. Oh yes, she said, let's go for a little walk, only you must tell me about things. So then the narrator and the girl, they are walking in the ground. I shall be so glad when today is over. The others' bad days can't be half as bad as this. Having a leg tied up and hopping about on a crutch is almost fun, I guess. So here the girl is sharing her experience to the narrator, that how she is feeling as a blind. So she is saying that as a blind it is very bad experience. Okay, and if my leg tied up and as I doing my lamb day, so it is very funful day for me. But as a blind day, it is very bad day for me. Having an arm tied up, it is a bit more troublesome because you can't eat without help and things like that. I don't think I'll be mind being deaf for a day, at least not much. So what is the meaning of troublesome, students? Troublesome is difficult. So next the girl said, if my arm tied up, okay, so it is very difficult for me. Okay, so because we can't eat anything without anyone help, we can't do anything without anyone help. So we need help more in if my arm tied up. But being blind, it's so frightening. My headaches all the time just from worrying that I will get hurt. Where are we now? So she is saying, as a blind, it is very difficult for me because in my mind all the time there is a fear that if I hit by something or someone. In the playground, I said, we were walking towards the house. Miss Beam is walking up and down the garden with a tall girl. So here then the girl asked the question to the narrator that where we are now. So the narrator said that we are walking in the garden and there is a house and Miss Beam with a girl. So here the narrator is describing the situation, okay, to the blind girl. What is the girl wearing? My little friend asked. A blue cotton skirt and a pink blouse. So with Miss Beam, there is a girl. So the blind girl, she said to the narrator that what the girl wore. So the narrator said a girl wearing blue cotton skirt and a pink blouse. So the blindfolded girl, she identified that girl that she is a Millie. I think it's Millie, she said. What color is her hair? Very light, I said. Yes, that's Millie, she is the hat girl. There is an old man tying up roses, I said. Then the narrator said about the old man who is tying up the roses. Yes, that's Peter, he is the gardener, he is 100 years old. So the girl recognized the man that she said that he is a Peter and he is 100 years old. 100 years old means he was not 100 years old, he is an old man. And here comes a girl with curly red hair, she is on crutches. That's Anita, she said. And so we walked on. Gradually, I discovered that I was 10 times more thoughtful than I ever thought I could be. So when the narrator described all the surroundings to the girl, so now he left that girl and he was going to Miss Beam's room. Okay, so now the narrator is feeling that he was more thoughtful than ever. And then he said, I also realized that if I had to describe people and things to someone else, it made them more interesting to me. When I finally had to leave, I told Miss Beam that I was very sorry to go. So the narrator was feeling now that it was very good experience for him to describe something about the surroundings to someone. Okay, so it was very good experience for him. And when he told Miss Beam that he was going, he was feeling very sad to go. Means he was not want to go from that place. She replied, then there is something in my system after all. So Miss Beam replied and she said, if you don't want to go, means something very good, something is very different in my system, in my education system. Okay, so this was all about your lesson, students. Now what is the theme of this chapter, students? The theme of the chapter is value education, compassion, thoughtfulness and kindness. So what is the meaning of compassion? Love towards all. Okay. And what learning do we have from the chapter? The true objective of education should be to make children a better citizens of tomorrow. Okay. Now there is a mind map. So let's revise the lesson with this mind map. The narrator visits Miss Beam's school about which he has heard a lot. So that was the first situation. Then what happened? On entrance he sees a girl with bandage on her ears and being led by a boy. Next he learns the education system of the school from Miss Beam, how students are taught kindness and thoughtfulness. Next situation, he learns how students learn to appreciate misfortune by playing blind, deaf, lame, dumb, etc. days. Now next what happened? He meets a girl who was playing blind day. He guides her and interacts with her. And then in the last what happened? By the time he leaves, he feels the change in his heart. Now there is a question answer from your chapter. So what is the first question? What do you think the writer visited Miss Beam's school? So the answer is the writer visited Miss Beam's school because he had heard a lot about the school and its teaching methods. He wanted to see it by his own and understand the system of a school from Miss Beam. Now the second question is, what was the game that every child in the school had to play? So the answer is, the game that every child in the school had to play was that each term every child had one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day and one dumb day. Those who were playing these games were allotted a helper. By the end of the day, both the child and the helper had a learning lesson. Now the next question is, each term every child has one blind day, one lame day. Complete the line. Which day was the hardest? Which was it the hardest? So the answer is, each term every child has one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day and one dumb day. According to some children, blind day was the hardest as they were scared of being hurt, but according to others, dumb day was the hardest as their mouth could not be bandaged and they really had to exercise their willpower. And then now the fourth and the last question, what was the purpose of this special days? So the answer is, the purpose of this special days was to enable children to appreciate the misfortune and learn the values of thoughtfulness and kindness. So this was all about your lesson, students. Please write this question answer in your notebook and read the lesson again. So thank you. We'll meet in the next video with a new topic.